Hey guys, we're back finally. I know it's been a little while, but you are rolling with the Clarks. I'm Danielle,
And I'm Randy.
and as you can tell, our surroundings are a little bit different this time.
Yeah.
We had an incident, so we are in a hotel.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll be here for a little bit, but it's okay. Everybody's okay.
Yep.
That's
It
the
is.
important thing.
Exactly.
And we'll get into that story after we finish this story.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. But we did want to continue. We kind of left the school stories hanging. Um, so we wanted to finish that up real quick and then we'll move on. But hope you all are doing well. And yeah, so we ended with our permit, getting our permits, our CDL permits, and we were the only ones to pass that first time
Yep.
the tests. And then we were introduced to Mr. T.
Mr. T.
T.
Yeah. T.
Not the okay. Not the famous Mr. T.
No.
You know, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But our teacher, or the one who was teaching us about all the outside work that we ended up doing.
Mm-hmm.
So after you get your permit, you have to go outside and look at the trucks.
Yeah. They call it the yard.
The yard, yes.
Yeah.
And you learn all the parts and how they're connected and how to identify them.
Your pre-trip.
Yeah, pre-trip basically, because we all need to do pre-trips all the
Yeah,
time because it helps you
absolutely.
catch the problems before they happen
Exactly.
or before they become major problems. So don't skimp on your pre-trips. But anyway, yeah. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah. I mean, so we're thinking, the whole goal is to try to get out the classroom so you can go out into the yard. And you, in your head, you're thinking, well, if they're out in the yard, they're just running around like kids or something, like we're having a great time. But no, it's 90 degrees outside at this time. We did our program during the summer, so it was 90 degrees outside.
No shade.
No shade. No
Except
shade.
in this one little tented area, which
Yeah.
they don't want you to be in.
No, they don't want you doing. They don't want you over there because if you're over there, you're not doing your pre-trips because there's no trucks over there. So you need to either be practicing your backing or your pre-trips, or you just
Or you're out practicing your actual driving.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, but you're not practicing driving on the yard.
Well, not in the yard,
Yeah.
no, but I'm saying anyway.
Yeah. So we're like, so we get out there, and I'm thinking, it's going to be, a quick little process. They're going to show us the pre-trip or whatever. They just give us this big packet. I think it was like 10, 15 pages or whatever. And it's all about the truck and the different parts, from your U-boats to, all the different things or whatever. And so we're like, okay, cool. And so he shows us like everything like once. And then all of a sudden he's like, all right, you guys will get a hang of it or whatever.
If you have any
And-
questions, let me know.
Yeah. And then he just walks away and smokes a cigarette. And we're like, okay, like,
Well, I guess let's go through it then.
yeah. But the one good thing is
Now he did let us go through it with him like once
Yeah.
each, to make sure that we kind of got that concept.
And the one thing that I would say about the school that we went to, I felt like the students were really helpful to one another. Like if you had a question, you really didn't have to ask a teacher because there were so many students there that would be willing to help you and show you like, oh man, no, you're not off completely. It's just this.
We actually did have a couple students running over it with us several times and give
Yeah.
us tips and pointers, because in the packets it says it's written out like what they want you to say for the test, and you have to say certain things a certain way. But they gave you some tips and pointers as to what you should say and what you don't have to necessarily.
Yeah.
But how many things you're allowed to miss and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the thing that I would say is this: the school was, it was not a school that was made for you if you were not going to be willing to, get the work done. You had to be really consistent and motivated.
And like the owner said, focused.
Focus, yeah. Yeah, I remember one of the first things he said to us, I've already got paid. Now you guys got to come here and get your CDL. I mean, it's up to you guys to get your CDL. And I think he actually really meant it. Like, he was not going to give it to us. And by the time we ended the process, we knew that he wasn't joking. Like, you really going to have to get it done. Sorry about that.
Rogue's playing with an empty bottle full of coins.
Yeah.
Because she's hyper.
We forgot her toy.
Yeah.
It's okay. Bad
Sorry.
parents. Bad parents. But we enjoyed it. I have to say I enjoyed the process.
I mean, yeah.
I thought it was a little weird that so we were out there about 3 days, in the field, and then one day he's just like that Thursday he's like, "Hey, y'all want to drive?" I'm like, no, absolutely not. What do you mean? Like, he's like, no, you're driving today. Like, you're driving. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're
I mean, we had to do it because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
We needed to learn how to drive.
And that was the thing. The program that we were a part of was really, I would say it was expedited because it moved really fast. Like, it moves as fast as you move.
Right.
So since we were getting the pre-trip pretty good, he said, hey, look, Thursday, y'all going to be driving. So we went out and we drove, he drove us over to the place where it's kind of like a route that they do, but it's not like a private route. Like, you're riding on city roads. That they just take you around in the circle, you kind of deal.
They're not busy roads, not all of them anyway.
Yeah, it's not really like super busy, but it's not like some back roads, So it was funny. He stops. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, and who's gonna drive?" So I'm like, well, ladies first, because I'm a gentleman, right? So I'm like, Danielle's gonna drive, and she's like, no, I don't want to drive. I was like, okay. So I bit the bullet and I jumped behind the wheel.
And he did really good. For your first time?
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. All right. I didn't.
On the truck that we were driving, y'all.
Okay.
The truck that we were driving was a POS. Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna let you know.
It was.
It bounced you.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Throw you into the floor if you don't put on your seatbelt.
And if you're sitting on the back seat where there was no seatbelt.
Oh yeah.
You're in the front. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. It was. But it got the job done.
Yeah.
And so I drive around or whatever.
It had air conditioning. That was the was the selling point for that truck. Was that it had air conditioning.
Oh, the air conditioning. Because there was no air conditioning. And that was the thing. When you were on the yard, you literally were baking the whole time. Because when you went up under the shade, like, we had, break times or whatever. But, they were like 15 minutes and then, hey, get on back into hell. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it was like. I mean, seriously, it's like, you ready to bake again?
Yeah.
And so, like, and if they saw you hanging out up under there, like, it was the most passive aggressive stuff they would say to you. Like, hey, if you guys aren't passing your pre-trip, it's probably because you're hanging around in the shade too much. You're like, what? No, I was trying not to have a heat stroke, man. I was trying to get a water bottle. Do you mind? I mean, dude, give me a break. So, but it was a really great program. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked our teacher too because he didn't stress you out. Like, he was pretty chill.
Yeah.
He first time I drove, he fell asleep, y'all.
Yeah, no. All right, so
he fell asleep.
Danielle
next to me, in the front
Danielle
seat.
was an amazing driver, because he never fell asleep when I was driving. I guess he was thinking, this guy, he looks a little shady. I'm not gonna go to sleep. But when Danielle was driving, I mean, he would might as well pull out a pillow. I mean, it was crazy.
But then he'd act like he wasn't.
Yeah.
And pretend like, you're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Yeah, good job. You didn't hit anything. I would have, like, we could have drove to a whole different town. I would have, he wouldn't even know because he was completely out, right? So, but yeah, it was really fun because that first day he was like, "Hey, Randy, you mind driving us back to the school?" And I'm thinking, that's a long way. Like, why would you want me to drive? I only have a license, man. So, but I drove back to the school, and this was like, and now this is driving through like real city roads, real traffic and everything. But it was basically the route that we were gonna have to take on our test. So it was a really good thing that he had us do that. And so we did that probably about four or five times out of that 3-week period, you know, going out driving, you know. The last 2 times we basically just did what the test was going to be about, and, you know, looking out for certain things, you know, because they test you on all kinds of things, like, you know, making sure that you're looking both ways when you're going cross intersections, you know, when you can turn, when you can't turn, or whatever. What's the proper time to turn? You know, maintaining your speed was a big thing. Like they had us going, I think it was about
35 or something.
Yeah, 5 or 10 miles up under the speed limit. So you know, so that was a little bit difficult too. And then we went. And,
it was good though.
We prepared. So basically, we ended up getting done, and the next video is going to be about the test day, and to end it here, what I was going to say was that basically when we had gotten to like our there's a certain amount of hours that you have to do. Once we got to our certain amount of hours that we had to do, I think it was 25 or something like 26,
like that, yeah.
26 hours that we had to do. No, it had to be more than that.
I don't remember the number.
Yeah. So anyway, because we went to school from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock at night.
It was 7 o'clock, wasn't it?
Or, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
7 to 6, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So it was a long process for 4 weeks, and so
2 weeks for us.
No, it was 4 weeks. It ended up being 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Because remember we took off those days because we had finished our hours, but then he came told us to come back. We had to take our tests.
And do our night driving too.
Yeah, our night driving. Yeah, we came back.
Night driving was fun, by the way. Since it's still part of our learning process, I'll just go ahead and mention it here. We had a different teacher for night driving.
Oh,
I don't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But he was cool too. So Randy drove first again.
Yeah.
And what did he say, baby?
So he's like, so basically what happens is we leave out of the school or whatever. I'm thinking, oh, we're doing night driving. We're just going to do the route.
The same route that we've been doing during the day.
Yeah, the same route that we do. Maybe he's going to take us over the route for the test or whatever. So we start, going the route for the test. And then he's like, no, just keep going. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I'm ready to make this left. Or whatever. He's like, no, just keep going. And I want you to hit the highway. Like, hit the highway? Where are we going? It's like,
I need you to take me to Cary.
Yeah, I need you to take me to Cary.
Like, Cary?
All right, so basically we were in Raleigh, North Carolina, and so he wants us to take him to Cary. Now, Cary's the next city over or whatever, but, Cary could be, it could be Cary, like right on the border, or you could be deep into Cary, almost to Durham. So he's like, yeah, I need you to take me to Cary, right? But I've never driven on the highway. I don't have a CDL, but you're about to drive at night on the highway with, I think it was like 5, 6 o'clock or whatever. So 5, 6 o'clock traffic.
Yeah, right? There's still plenty of traffic out.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, just go ahead. Let's hit 440 and we're going to go on over to Cary, right? Because my wife needs me to come over to her friend's house in an apartment complex. We're driving a semi. I need you to drive the semi into this apartment complex without hitting anything. Please don't hit anything. So I can help my wife's friend fix her washing machine. So, you know, me being the studious student that I am, I make the decision that which we didn't, that's where we came up with that idea that you can't turn on red.
Oh yeah.
Because in school they would not let us turn on red, right? So
right on red.
Yeah, right on red. Yeah. No, I mean left on red would be.
No, I know.
It's not an option.
I know, but I'm
okay.
just saying, just in case.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you turn the left on red, you know.
I don't know. There may be somewhere in the world that you can turn left on red.
I mean,
anyway,
if you can turn left on red, then you know, hey, look, more power to you. But yeah, so he had me pull in there, and I ended up having to do a 3-point turn in this apartment complex.
Which he did. He did it really good.
Look, I do appreciate it because in the job that we're doing now, I have had to do a couple of 3-point turns. I have to say it. It's happened. You know, you go down that one road and
you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone down this road.
No, this is what I hate. It's like everything will be perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden you're riding, and then it's just like the sign just comes out of nowhere, like no trucks.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Why didn't you put one back 3 miles ago? Like, yo, if you go 3 miles, you can't go on this road no more. Like, you don't have to make a left or a right. No, they wait until right when you're coming through the intersection, and that light never catches you. It's like, oh. And you look over like, oh, my God.
I know.
Here we go.
It's
Here
true.
we go. But, hey, look, you got to make that 3-point turn.
So it came in handy.
Yeah, it came in handy. So, and Danielle, then she drove at night.
And we ended up going to Walmart next. Yeah. He's like, so you guys want to go to Walmart?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Yeah.
Did some shopping at Walmart that to do, and then we went back to the school.
Yeah, it was a good. I would definitely recommend the program that
I would too, actually.
We went through. And
just make sure you focus.
Yeah.
Stay focused. You know.
And if you guys want to know the program that we went through, it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's probably that alone.
Yeah, most likely.
Pretty
I don't
much
think there's any
answer
others.
Most of the questions. And if you can't find it, just reach out to us. And we can tell you the process that we went through, which we told you in previous videos, how we were able to accomplish it without any money out of our pockets, which I have to say is a pretty good accomplishment because I'm cheap. No, I'm not cheap. I'm frugal.
It's frugal, yes.
Yeah, I'm not cheap. You know, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at an item that I spent damn near $700 on. But that's besides the point. But anyway... but I will not buy a brand new phone. You know, it's kind of weird. I know. I won't buy an iPhone.
He's quirky.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah. I hope that the sound quality has gotten so much better. I was able to find my mic. So hopefully this sounds wonderful, nice and crisp.
Cross our fingers and our toes.
Yes. And like I always say, guys, I really do appreciate you guys watching our videos. You guys are superstars.
I don't have my hat.
And she forgot her hat.
It's on the truck. I'm sorry, Sierra socks.
Let me tell you, Sierra socks are what?
They're amazing.
And they're comfy.
And they're comfy. And they're cozy even.
And I'm telling you.
Get yourself some.
Don't make me step on your toes.
Be